Hi, it's Michelle from Movement Lesson. Thank you again for taking the Newborn Movement Assessment course series. I want to continue in the conversation of just understanding touch and movement. Now, this great little wave machine, no matter how I move, it's going to counter my touch, meaning that if I lift, then the blue will go down. If I go down with my hands, the blue will, in a sense, counter. But no matter what, it is maintaining a horizon. Now, this horizon is what I like to refer to happens in the neonate period, the first month. It's called the absolute horizon. It is a first milestone for infants. They will find where they are in space. So therefore, when you're putting a baby down into a crib, let's say, there shouldn't be a startle because their horizon's maintained. Now, for whatever reason, if the breath is off, you've got a little bit of that, or a tone issue, and they have not established where they are in space, you go to put them down and they'll try and catch this. They'll have that startle. And I'm not saying that it's perfect, but you should be able to be going, "Hi, sweetie, sweetie, sweetie," and just go like this, and they will find and maintain their horizon. They should not all of a sudden drop and go and have what I call is a pretty violent reaction. Even though I'm not dropping this or doing that, as you can see, when you're fluid weight, it is really quite dramatic. And when you cannot control your motions like a baby can't, when their fluid is moving at this kind of viscosity rate, or if they have an infection, or if they have an IV, or if they have all of those kind of complications, you throw off the dynamics of the neurocoding with where they're at in space. And I'm not talking just about spinal fluid, although that's significant. That's one transfer of a viscosity rate. You also have your mucus, you have your blood flow, you have your respiratory flow, all of these kind of things, your tissue, your cellular. But a baby, as I mentioned in the last video, is approximately 70 to 85%, but you'll see them more if they're a happy weight baby at the 85% weight, but they also have more bones, so there's more transfer of weight or weight transfer. They don't have a calcification, so they respond to movement completely different than you or I as an adult function. So when you have a hypertone baby or baby that's reacting, you're getting these kind of movements within their system. Now, I can have this great violent movement, but guess what? When I touch movement lesson style with rotation, that immediately can calm down. And I get the horizon. I still can maintain a quick movement, but you see how I do not have that kind of weight that you get when I start tossing this around. So if I do it this way real fast, now if I do it with rotation, you'll see the system calms down immediately. And so the muscles start neutralizing into weight transfer mode instead of a load lift variation. You and I can do a load lift variation. A child cannot. A child, even though you see movement, they can't initiate movement. They are responding. They are responding to their space, and they're responding to the liquid within their system and the interaction of those liquids within their systems. And I really, since the bones haven't calcified, you will see almost a liquid type quality. The skull is not fused. That's how they come out through the vaginal canal. They have the subluxation that's going on. There's so many dynamics going on with a newborn's body that is establishing a relationship to space and how they move within that functions of space that is really, I think, overlooked by all of us in that sense. You see too with this little guy, you can get these at Amazon. This is a Smithsonian wave machine, but you really can sit here and just practice your touch through working with one of these little wave machines. With this one, it's a little bit neat because of the air bubble that there is in it. You really, because too, if you work with it too, and now this, now I can change the dynamics. Again, this is what I was talking to you. See the respiratory dynamics versus the low fluid dynamics. So a newborn, when they're breathing like this, right? But they're moving more like this. This is where, again, you see the dynamics get thrown off in the neurocoding and the neuromapping. So you want to sit there and really establish not so much what I would call calm, but that synchronized movement as much as possible. So they start learning where their absolute horizon is, and they can start regulating movements and initiating movements based off of a more neutral zone than by a static movement that they're now trying to control the movement this way and now this way. At first, again, a baby is here. This is, let's say, their torso, their body. And then what starts to happen is the dynamics, as they start doing an 18R, this is where you start seeing a baby move within these movements. And if they weight transfer correctly, this is what you're going to start to see. If not, you're going to start to see where the arms are startling, let's say, to control the balance within the spine, or they'll jerk this way to start to can control that. You know, they're smart little creatures. You call it overcompensating, but I'm looking at if their system is doing something, whether we feel it's proper or not, high tone, low tone. To me, it's a language, and they're giving me a language of movement that I'm trying to work around. So again, I'm going to show you how to do this with just a simple bowl of water. I'm going with the wine glass next. Thank you again. We're on to the next video. Please, if you have any questions, comment below, and I will see you at the next video. Thank you.